So along those lines, you had mentioned earlier just that like one advantage of web-based business is how much they grow over time. And could you just talk a little bit about how that works? Yeah, just in your experience, how, because one of the things you mentioned earlier, just in this conversation as well, is that people really are they're kind of in the driver's seat as far as how well or not their business does. And so can you just talk about those two factors and how they relate?
Sure. Well, I mean, running a business is going to have fundamental, common sense principles. I mean, there's no different than, a regular business to an online business. I mean, there are things you have to understand and learn, but it's mostly just the ability to track things it's much more data driven and easier with an online business by its nature. So having access to data, whether it's for marketing or advertising or your customer habits or how they're navigating your website, all that stuff allows people to learn quickly and to scale a business. And so when someone's, to grow a business is often, it's not just getting a website up, it's then how do I get this website and this product or service in front of people? And so if you're new, if you're starting a business, you're not going to show up in the organic list. So you're usually targeting the data on Facebook or on social media, on Instagram, or you're doing pay-per-click ads that are, using the data and trying to target as best you can using Google AdWords or whatever other channels are out there. And then Amazon, same thing. Like you can really go to market immediately if you're willing to spend money, but you've really got to master the data. If you don't master the data, you get crushed and you lose money because it's, you're not getting the margins that you need to be profitable. But you can learn that quickly. There's lots of companies that are available that are experts at that you can hire to help you with that. And we use companies for that purpose to run the data, because unless you're a data geek and you can multitask like that, it's a lot to take on initially. But the advantage is that you can hit the ground running. Like you can build a site, you can have an idea, you can have some products or service, and you can immediately get in front of people. And you can do that again on Amazon. If you pay for it, you can get into the sponsored listings, and keyword is paying for it. Over time, you want to master the data and use the terms of service to your advantage to get better positioning and organic traffic and conversion of, where if you can spend $1 to make $2, then you can scale that. And that's what's so outrageous and really amazing. Sometimes, like back in the day, it would be like it would take you a year to just get up and running and maybe get some traction. And even if you were using pay-per-click, but there are people now that are just they come in and they know exactly what their demographics are. They fine tune them through the analytics programs on social media and Instagram, Facebook, or Google and Amazon, and then they scale it really quickly. So they can be making hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales right at the gates, and the margins, you can operate on thinner margins if you can scale like that. It doesn't really matter. So even if the margins are 10 to 15%, it's incredible how you can do that. Now, getting to your second question about growing, once you get established, obviously the game is to improve your search engine positioning, your optimization, and that's done. That takes time. That takes building, authentic content like we're trying to do here, and just providing something that's relevant to people that are searching. And then aside from that, it's also growing your product line, learning to discovering what your clients are interested in and listening to their feedback, and then adding new things. That's a real strong driver of growth. And then obviously open up other channels. For example, you started a Shopify website as your platform, that's allowing you to go to direct to consumer D2C, and you could start off that way, but then it makes sense to go and to open up a store on Amazon, because Amazon's an enormous market. It costs you, but you don't necessarily own the customer data, but that's another way of developing and growing your business, by opening up other channels. And then you can get into Amazon Canada, Amazon UK, there's Walmart.com, there's Jet, there's all sorts of these other channels,
Mm-hmm.
and that really diversifies your revenue streams and actually makes the business more stable and actually more valuable when it comes to selling, because if you've only got one source of income and it's on a platform, you have some exposures. There's a risk in that. So I think these are strategies that people use to grow their business. And it's often just once you've got a customer, then trying to upsell the customer, increase the average order size by creating loyalty programs. Another avenue people do is they set up affiliate programs so that they have, an affiliate is someone that is referring traffic to you, either
Right.
personally, or they have websites, content websites. And, the other thing that a lot of people are utilizing now is influencers.
Uh-huh.
TikTok's the newest thing. I mean, I hear my kids talking about how rich their friends are getting. I'm like, it's just moving so fast. It used to be, it was Instagram, and then it was Facebook, and before that it was, AOL or whatever. I mean, what was the old one? I can't even remember.
MySpace.
MySpace, right? So now we're in
Yeah.
TikTok land. TikTok's like the 30, and I didn't even know, but I guess there's guys giving like 30-second videos of like advice of investing advice from these 18-year-olds doing dance moves, so, but, the kids are listening to it. I mean, it's just, their brains work differently, but these are just new avenues that you can explore and exploit. And it's exciting. I think that's what's fun. It's not, waiting for someone. You can go out and immediately find, people that are interested in whatever wacky thing you're selling. The nichier, the better, really, because you can collect data. You can collect data that's so granular now that you can almost be assured that once you've established that data set of demographics, you can build upon that and just you can become very profitable very quickly.